Okay, hopefully I should be able to finish up my DVDs in this review. Like I'm a little bit long, but I just don't know. Anyway, Visitation. Uh, One of the better Peter Davison stories. It was good. I did enjoy this. Like I said, I was mentioning the black definitely after Robots Reaper. It's good to see. It was basically we've got to do with some that some of the stories became a lot more darker in tone because stuff in the 80s was generally a bit more darker. Take Blade Dogs as an example. I recommend you check it out. Black Orchid, again a two-parter. Underrated, I think. It's a good story, but not many people seem to like it. Some decent features. Next we come to an early release, Earthshock, one of the more popular stories. It's Return of the Cybermen after Tom Baker, and this is one of the famous death scene with Adric. And I really do like this story. It's very, very well done. And originally going to teaser, well, not teaser, but just like a jokey shot part 5, which is basically just an animated clay thing, which is about 3 minutes. And it was nice. Next we come to Firefly and Arc of Infinity, also known as Tegan Tales. It's out. Time Flight, utter crap. I didn't like this one in any way possible. I just didn't think it was that good. I think the only thing I liked about half even it was like the cliff at the end of the story. Sorry if you didn't hear that one, it's a cliffhanger. And then, because Tegan actually says, not only Doctor, and then she returns in this. So it's almost like, what's the point? Arc of Infinity, Return of Omega, with a new design for him, which not many people seem to like. Colin Baker did feature in this, but he was actually a Gallifreyan guard. And it was alright, I guess. Better than Time Flight, just thought. And the better of the stories. Next up we come to another good box set, the Black Guardian trilogy. So we have Tolo arriving, and Nissa departing, and just another story for him. So we have Mordrin Undead, the introduction of Turlo, and the Black Guardian again, after Keith's time. You have two different versions of the Brigadier in this, one in an older state and one in a younger state. And for once, if it wasn't him, everyone would be dead. So, good story. Terminus. Not bad, just kind of planned, I think. This is final one. And then Enlightenment. Okay. I haven't seen a special edition version that's in here, which is like a movie version with new effects. Which is it's just about racing boats. Just couldn't really get that much for that story. Then we have the Chameleon Collection. The story is actually companion of Chameleon. I felt like it would have been nice if we seen a bit more, but we only have saw these two stories sadly. And then now the DVDs don't want to come out. More. There we go. We have the King of Demons. Again, another two-parter. And I thought it was good enough. I don't think it was that bad. See it like a kind of, we see community turns to Adric near the end of the episode, part 2, which I think is fine enough to see. But just once you wouldn't actually use as Adric. Then we have Planet of Fire. Another good story. First time to feature Perry, last time to feature Comedian and Turlo the Master, as well as in the King's Teams I forgot to mention. And it was really good to see the way he departed, and yet he still comes back, and yet nobody knows why. Again, two versions in this, standard and special edition. I haven't seen the special edition version yet. Then we go to the 20th anniversary special, the 5 Doctors, the anniversary edition. I never got the cover with mine. which I find stupid. So you have a new kind of cover the way it was before, because the first one was just the American edit version, whereas this one you have like a different setup or the cover, and then you have a lot more special features, and you have both versions, which was very, very nice. The 30% of one or the other for both DVDs, you actually get both in one, which is a lot more useful, and a lot of really, really nice special features. You have Richard Humble instead of William Hartnell, and Tom Baker isn't used to talk because he didn't want to come back. But they dealt with his not being in there very well. Then finally you can get rid of this box set, Warriors of the Deep, the Return of Silurians and Sea Devils, but it didn't really turn out so well. Just in my opinion. He just, like, it's just reflecting off it, and it's pretty annoying. And the Mara is just really stupid. I question why they have to keep that in there for. It's just ridiculous. Then we go to Resurrection of the Daleks, Return of Davros again. A new, I think it was, whatever his name was, Terry Malloy, I believe. And this actually has a death count of 67 deaths, which is higher than the first Terminator movie. And it is actually fairly high. It's the website for Tegan, and she basically just left because in this series she says that she's had a little death and like hurts. So after this one, I can understand. That DVD has also been re-released. These are really started fucking now. Case of Androzani, at the moment the #1 Doctor Who story of all time. I question why it's so popular. It's a good story, I understand, but I think it's like that amazing. Regeneration Effect was good for Peter Davidson. And yet I just find it so bizarre that we have the best Doctor story, and then we go straight to the worst. The Twin Dilemma. Not good, but not bad either. The only Colin Baker story for this first part of the season is actually be in multiple 25-minute episodes, whereas in later on, between Attack of the Cybermen and Revelation of the Daleks, they were all like the newer ones for this series, where they're 45 minutes long. Speaking of Attack of the Cybermen, here it is. The last time featured the Cyber Controller. You have a different type of Cyberman, the shaded Cyberman. Good story, a bit of violence, but there were darker tones in this story as well. Colin Baker was quite dark, Doctor. Vengeance on Varos, again re-released for a special edition, so it has more features. Probably one of the better Colin Baker stories. Never was a big fan of Syl. He was fine in this one, but not in Time Warp, which I'll get to in a minute. Mark of the Rani. Here he's going to heal 3 Time Lords together. Master of the Rani and the Doctor. Dark story, but good. Two Doctors. Return of the Sontarans and Patch Sharp for one more time. Too long, I have to say. It was 3 parts, and they were all 45 minutes, which made it like ridiculous to me. I wasn't a big fan of this story. I mean, it's good enough to watch, but I just didn't really was a fan of it. Time Lash. Second worst Doctor Who story ever. It has a documentary in this and why I went so wrong. I haven't watched it yet, but this story is just not that good. I mean, it's decent enough to watch, but just again not that great. Revelation of the Daleks. Good story as well. It's just saying only sort of clear Dalek for one episode. Return of Davros. Now for the Dalek from 2 different sides now. And just a little bit of an unuse of the Doctor in the first part, but he did shoot him on the second part. And then after that, Doctor Who went from the 18th month hiatus, because it was kind of going downhill. So then we came back between September and December with this box set, The Trial of a Time Lord, which is one long season of 14 episodes, split up into 4 stories. We have Mysterious Planets. Probably my third favourite. I would, yeah, just because this was one of the first Doctor Who shows I ever saw, and I did actually really like it. For some reason, yeah, that's probably my favourite. I'm not sure. It's just a draft a little bit kind of stupid because he can barely move his arm. But I did like it. With some versions of these, you can actually get a Davros Doctor Who Trump card with it, which comes with the classic Top Trump card set. Anyway, you have Mind Warp, complete crap. Last time featured Perry in this. I like the fact that actually say Child of Time rather than actually have the sticker on it saying what the name of the story is. Terror of the Vervoids, second best. I did like this as an introduction of Bonnie Langford as Melanie. A very interesting story, I thought. And then we have the final part, which is my favourite, The Ultimate Foe. We have Return of the Master, and the last time we see his TARDIS. 2 parts this time, sadly. First part was fine, and then kind of crumbled a little bit in the second part, but it was still good to see. Then after that, Colin Baker got sacked for the job because he wasn't even able to do the Doctor. And then we go on to Sylvester McCoy, which again he was investigated. The Time of the Rye. Considered one of the worst Doctor Who stories ever, although I actually enjoyed this. Something about this actually made me just like it. I don't know what it was, I just thought it was good. It was nice. And then we have Remembrance of the Daleks, original version, and Remembrance of the Daleks, special edition. Now, if you're wondering what this is a cover I printed off from Google, and if you want what the original cover looks like, it's that. You can see there's a big difference between the two. Using this cover again. So we have the first release fairly early on. So last time to introduce the Daleks and Devils in the original series, which I think they all of them very, very well. This is my favourite Sylvester McCoy story, one of my favourite stories. Period. For the original series. I mean, it was pulled off perfectly. It was just really well done. You've got 2 opposite sides of the Daleks again. It's really dark. It's Ace in the story, the second time. His first time was, well, her first time was in Dragonfire. The special edition version with this cover, which is signed by Sylvester McCoy. And this one just has a lot more special features. It's the same story, and I do like it. It's very, very nice. We recommend both versions, but if you like special features, then get the re-release one. As we come to Battlefield, Sylvester McCoy again signed it. Last time feature Unit and the Brigadier in the original series. You have 2 versions again, the original version and the special edition version. Very, very good as well. Probably my second favourite Sylvester McCoy story. I just love this one. It's very nice. You have Ghostlight. Kind of more of a spooky story. Just most people. I thought it was kind of spooky. Yeah, that's all. And I cut the family cats. And then we come finally to Survival, the final classic story. As a final story, it wasn't too bad. As a overall story, it's okay. It's not time to reach the Ace at all, as well as the Master. Well, the original series. You get good special features on this, which I suppose I did like. Then we come to the additional stuff. So I've got to, at this point, look like one playing it more just stops the series, but then in 1996, a week after John Pertwee's death, they released the Doctor Who movie. This version was never released at all in the US, but then the special edition version was released there. The movie itself is pretty good. I would recommend it. I did like Paul McGann in this. It's just a shame he never did his own series. It is featured though in the Big Finish audio, and this video is going to go longer than I expected. But I'm probably going to make another part. But anyway, and then additional stuff, we have Dalek Collection, which is the 2 Dalek films, which are featuring Peter Cushing, which is Doctor Who and the Daleks and Daleks Invasion at 2150 AD. Both very nice films. I prefer this Dark Invasion of 2050 more than the actual original story, Dark Invasion of Earth. Very old, I know, but yeah, and again, I haven't got a cover for it because for some reason Amazon just basically fucked up my order and didn't include the covers that used to be included. Then we have Stone and Company, Sarah Jane's Adventure spin-off. One part, only lasts about 50 minutes. Very bad, but I did like the opening of this. I did like the opening, I found it very catchy. And it's actually double-sided sleeve, so you can have it like this, or you can have it like a regular 2 DVD case. I don't know about the original series, so I'll just simply put this stuff there and go into the new series, where we have Series Fun. This is the special edition box, where it's kind of thicker, and it actually makes it seem more like the TARDIS. Same DVDs inside, nothing new. Oh, my legs falling asleep somehow. Yeah, so it's the only season attributed to Christopher Eccleston. I like this. It's a very good series to actually kick it off again. It's just a shame that Chris only did it for one, but it was good. Probably the best story in this would be Dalek, and the worst would be probably Boomtown. Or the long game, whichever one works. The scary child in this, he is absolutely freaky. Yeah, I'm so scared of him. Sorry if you didn't hear that, but yeah, that's basically where you open this box set. You actually have a magnet system in here, and then you can open it up. Yeah, I've got one side that's busted, but anyway. I got this from Amazon News, but I've got the only thing that was kind of fun with it, and it had a split there. But everything else is fine. Next we have Special Edition Season 2. My second favourite season. It actually came with a special Cyberman head box, but I just couldn't bother to actually get it out. It's a special holographic one, so when you actually move the TARDIS, it moves. So I have to get it to show. There's a Cyberman there, moving arms, and it's cute. The best episode in this is probably the girl in the fireplace, because it was just absolutely outstanding. And the worst is probably Fear Her in this. But it's still good. I really did enjoy the series. I really like the romance between David and Billy Piper. I think they're probably the best like duo companions. Not John Pertwee and Katie Manning. Next we have Doctor Who Season 3. This is actually a regular version this time, even though there was actually a special edition version, well, two actually, one from HMV and another one which Dalek eye thing on it. So this is where we have Freema Agyeman this time as the main companion. Good stories, but it's just that I think it's probably one of my more least favourites of the new series. But the story is very good, especially with stuff like Jane Kane, Human Nature, Family of Life. So then we come to my personal favourite season, the 45th anniversary season, Season 4. This is the regular version again, and it's actually kind of bumpy, well, not on this side, but it's very shiny. On the Davidson side, it has bump on it, which feels like the wall from there. But when we lift this up, it's not plain. We actually have the different companions. So we have Martha, Rose, Sarah Jane on one side, and the Doctor and John on the other. Yeah, and there was actually a HMV exclusive version, which was actually basically the same as this, except we have different costumes with these two that we used. And then, not just the same costume for him, but just different one for Donna. And then on the reverse side, you have a Supreme Dalek. And everything about this box is just wonderful. Next. Then we go to the complete specials. The last season, David Tennant. He pulled off very well. Then on the side we have David Tennant himself. And on the other side you have the Master. It's all very good. We have 5 specials in it, and they all are very good. They got better along the way. And the End of Time Part 2 is probably the best of this. I think it was just absolutely amazing. And again, you have the Chinese stuff. And this is actually the first box set for Doctor Who actually released on Blu-ray. Then we come to Season 5. This is where the cookie crumbled. With David Tennant's departure, a lot of people were sad about it, and they didn't know what to expect from this guy. And for the majority of his stories, they didn't turn out so well. The acting just wasn't really that good. He did have some good stories in this, such as Pandora opens, um, Victory of the Daleks, the Angel episodes, which is the other ones that are kind of either okay or just not so good at all. The worst of this box set is The Beast Below, because I just thought that was absolutely crap. I don't like this. I find it interesting the way those with the design of it, and you can actually open it look like this. And the thing about this is that I think that's just the Blu-ray one. You have to get some postcards with it, but they actually are pictures from here. And it's just set up like the Pandora code, which is good. Amy at the moment is such a long running companion that she's appeared in the most stories, like in a row. Or overall, I think. And I don't have Series 6 yet, so I plan to get it when it goes live on 21. Once we go to extras from the new series. Doctor Who The Infinite Quest. I really showed on a series called Totally Doctor Who, which doesn't show anymore. It hasn't showed since season 3. Good series, or good episode, I have to say. It was very interesting to see what was animated. I think it's all got quite well. Then Doctor Who Dreamland. This is basically Doctor Who Sims, and I wasn't a big fan of this. I really wasn't. It does have lots of great moments, Doctor, companions, and villains. Now we have Torchwood, Season 1. This is more of a Doctor Who series for adults, which has basically more blood and bad language. Then you have John Barrowman in the other one. Interesting series, I have to say, for the least. It definitely does focus more on plots, so it's constantly running, which I think was good. I think there's some shows have been coming up, but I haven't seen this in a while. I need to get season 2. And then we come to Sarah Jane Adventures, which I prefer a lot more. It's more for kids. So we have season 1. The boxes kept on getting thinner along the way. This is a good series. There are only 6 episodes, each of which are 2 parts, and they're about half an hour long. They were good though. I think the only episode I didn't really like that much was the Eye of the Gorgon, but I did like the Trickster episode where they back to Sarah Jane. I think the Trickster's one of my favourite villains for Sarah Jane Adventures. It would be nice to see it in the Doctor Who series. Season 2, we see Maria depart after episode 1 and see Rani take him. Okay, like after episode 2. We have some Torres in this as well, which is good. And I did like the Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith as well, because you did actually have whatever his name was, the guy who played Stephen in Basil Brush, and I can remember when I was growing up. Season 3, interesting, to say the least. Like the wedding of Sarah Jane Smith. We got to see Doctor in it for the first time, which was good. I just wasn't a big fan of the maternity strategy, it didn't make much sense. Then, for the complete series of Sarah Jane, we have Sarah Jane Adventures Season 4, in which my favourite episode is The Death of the Doctor, which is the Doctor and then Casey Manning in it after a very long time. So it's good to see after working with her. The only flaw with this is that, well, as far as I can remember, the Trickster isn't included in this series at all. It would be nice to see him again. I did like him as a villain. He was very interesting. They had like a kind of mock-up version of him, which was in series 4, which was in the Turn Left episode. But I prefer this him a lot more. And I do not own season 5 yet, but if you don't want to get the individual box sets, you can actually buy the complete collection, which is released. Well, you have to pre-order it. That is it. 3 parts done. This one took a lot longer than expected. I'm just glad I didn't act up on me along the way. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I just really had a bit of good use of this. And so I'm excited actually to do this. So, yeah, if you're a good fan of Doctor Who, I recommend checking out the original series. And I shall see you next time for whatever video I do next. So long, take care.